Welcome to the training, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to my car club. This is our weekly champion success training, and this is part of your membership benefits. And on today's training, we have a very interesting topic. We're going to be discussing how to build a winning team, not only across the United States, but literally around the world. What does that take? And what does that even look like? And of course, we've got some leaders on the call. We're going to give them an opportunity to comment, especially our leaders who are building big. We certainly want to hear their point of view. And if you have questions, you'll have an opportunity to ask your questions as well. All right, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. And so it's all about really connecting with people. I believe that if you can connect with people, ladies and gentlemen, you can build teams all around the world. If people understand that we care about them, that we've got their future, in mind, that what we're doing is to a benefit to them, that we're more likely to be able to build huge teams. And as you can see on this screen here, it talks about a couple of things. And I know that a lot of our leaders, when they bring someone onto the community, they start off with a series of questions. They want to find out, what's their vision for the future? Where do they want to go? What's their why? What's their goals? What's their passion? They want to get that information from them because we're going to use this program to help them to achieve those goals. So it's very important that when you connect with someone and you begin to introduce them to what we have here, is that you take a moment to really ask them a series of questions to find out where are they going, what are they trying to accomplish, and so that we can share with them how this actually fits within that picture. Does that make sense to everybody? Absolutely. All right, so what I've got here, I've got a couple of videos here. They're relatively short, and they discuss this topic. And so here's the first question I want to ask you, and I want you to go ahead and write this down. And you notice here it says, keep the main thing the main thing. So my first question I'm going to ask you at the end of this short 2-minute video, I'm going to ask you, what is the main thing when it comes to building teams and connecting with people? All right, I hope everybody's ready. Let's go ahead and watch this short video. And it's going to be followed by a second video that's going to take us even deeper into this topic. So let's watch this.
The human side of business. We get so caught up in the chase for profit that we often forget why we got into business in the first place. Hopefully, we entered into business as an entrepreneur or employee because we wanted to help solve a problem for our customer. Yet, many have lost track of the customer and instead focus their attention on the bottom line. This is not a win-win situation. It's win-lose. You win and the customer loses, or you win and the employee loses, or vice versa. How long do you expect that model to work? For rich relationships to last, everyone has to be growing or gaining, or they're dying. So how do we touch the human side of customers and employees? Well, let them know you care about them as a person, or that you thought of them. Sales flyers or promotional ads just don't pack that emotional deposit. You see, people are creatures of emotion, fueled by pride and vanity. And when we feed their emotions, they feel good. You've heard that people won't necessarily remember what you've told them or done for them, but they'll always remember how you made them feel, good or bad. Well then, what if you spent 80% of your marketing efforts making people feel good? The human side of your business would grow rich, and so would you. Touching someone's emotional side means recognizing them as a person first and a business associate second. Listen, we live in an era of instant gratification. Increase your client and employee retention and gain referrals simply by acknowledging and appreciating the human side of your consumers immediately. What are you doing to follow up and show gratitude to your customers and staff? It's been predicted and proven that successful businesses of today need both a high-tech and a high-touch approach. I have that system. It's high-tech and high-touch, and I'll share it with you today as a courtesy because you matter to me, and the human side of your business does too. Your bottom line will be abundant, trust me. So call me, I'm happy to help. Remember, your greatest leadership day is with Penny Tremblay.
All right.
So you ever wonder why certain leaders get the best?
So I like that little intro video, okay? But that's just the beginning of this topic. This 7-minute video is going to take us deeper into this topic. And after this, we are going to discuss it. All right, so keep your pens and paper out, take some notes, and let's go ahead and get right into it.
So you ever wonder why certain leaders get the best out of their people and some leaders don't? You ever wonder why certain people love working for their boss or their leader or their whoever it is? Man, I don't know why they want to run through the wall for him or her. Why is it that they do so many different things? Why are they dying to be on that person's team? But how come they don't do it for me? I want people to treat me better. I want people to be loyal to me. Why does he have loyalty? I can't find loyal people. I hear this all the time. Let me unpack this entire concept for you, and hopefully this will make sense to you. So think about it this way. In a week, you have 168 hours in a week, right? 168, that's 24 times 7, 168 hours in a week. Say you sleep 8 hours a night times 7, that's 56 hours. That leaves us around 110 hours in a week. Out of that 110 hours a week, think about what portion of that 110 hours is spent waking up, going to work, lunch, drive. How many hours is that? Can we say 55, 60 hours? Let's say 60 hours is spent waking up in the morning. You're not around family. You wake up, toothbrush, shower, shave, car, prepare clothes, drive, get there at work. You go lunch with your peers. You come home, drive. So say 60 hours a week you're working, preparing all that stuff. 50 hours a week is left here for family. Out of that 50 hours a week, say 10 hours is running errands. You're going around doing certain things. Then some of the times you're watching TV, and then it's actual time with your family, right? What does this math tell you? That the average person spends more time with the people they work with than their own family, which means your work team environment becomes your second family. Now, some people may say, well, that's a shame that people spend more time with their family than with their coworkers than their own family. No. If a person spends more time with their family than the people they work with, they're probably broke. I just want you to know this. The kids are probably not in the best place financially. This is why we go to work, to be able to provide for the people we love the most. So now, let's look at this. Families who have kids that are loyal to their parents and leaders who have coworkers or team members that are loyal to them, what do they have in common? Here's what it is. I watch a lot of people, when they have certain people that work for them, they see them as, he's my worker, like you own them type of a deal. Nobody's ever going to stay with you long term if you look at a person, that's my worker. No one likes to work for somebody like that. They don't. No kid wants the parent to kind of be like, well, you know, it's because of me that they did this. Kid wants to have their own identity, to be loyal to their family, right? A loving type of an environment. How do you create a deeper relationship with certain people you work with? Here's what it is. The people that I've seen over the years who get loyal people that run through the wall for them, and eventually they have a core group of people that want to be in business with them for years after year after year, for years to come, here's what they do. While the average leader only takes a relationship one layer deep or maybe two, the one that earns loyalty goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers deeper. The one that goes 6 layers deeper eventually wins loyalty. The one that goes 2 doesn't win loyalty. So let's unpack this, what it means. So I read a book once called Thank God It's Monday. It's written by a psychologist, a marriage therapist, that talks about, thank God it's Monday. Most husbands cannot wait for it's Monday to be away from family. Oh my gosh, it's so problematic. I want to go to work. I'm sick and tired of being around family, crying, screaming, arguing with my wife. I want to go to work, right? He said, after 20 years of being a psychologist, and I watch which marriages work the best, the ones that work the best is the husband gave undivided attention to the wife, where she was able to talk to him and say, here's what my day looked like. And both of them got the dosage of it. The parents who got the best out of their kids, each night, each kid got undivided attention, a 5-minute call, a 5-minute conversation. Like, so how was your day? What were you doing? What happened today? Really? What happened today with, oh no, what's Mary doing? How's Bobby doing? Undivided attention, right? One-on-one is the highest level of quality relationships you build, where you build loyalty. One-on-one. The bigger the group setting it is, the easier it is on you, but the layer of loyalty goes lower and lower and lower. The more one-on-one it is, smaller group it is, loyalty goes higher. So that's family. Now let's bring that to business. So if a boss works like this, hey John, how you doing? Great. Did you get your job done? Phenomenal. Great. Have a wonderful day. No. If I've never met the wife, if I've never met the husband, if there's not an environment where I get to know my at least direct reports, I want to know the family. I want to know who the kids are. I want to know what your goals are. I want to know what your dreams are. I want to take you out to lunch. I want to go to coffee. I want to spend some time with you. one-on-one. The more the layers go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, the more relationships you build. The more it's transactional, people feel it. You can't just fake it, by the way. People know when it's transactional, when it's just like this. And the more sincere it is, and by the way, some people are watching and say, well, Pat, I do everything right and I still can't find loyal people. Well, maybe you haven't done it long enough, and maybe you got to give a little bit more time, because it took me a couple of years as well until I find the loyal people myself that have been with me for decades now, 15 years. And how come they're not leaving? Because I understood they matter more than I matter. The priority has to be with them. I have to understand what's important to these guys. I got a call yesterday from one of my guys that they're having a challenge with. They're working with a certain client of theirs that's in New York. How do we deal with this New York client? Do you know them? Do you know the spouse? Do you know the kid? Do you know this? I don't. Why don't you go to relationship first, then go to selling, then go to all that other stuff? First comes trust, then comes loyalty. First comes trust, then comes speed. First you gain my trust, then you can challenge me. First you gain my trust, then you can give me advice. But you got to figure out a way to earn my trust for me to say, this guy cares about me. This is somebody I want to be in business with for a very, very long time. So if you're watching this, I got a challenge for you. If you're watching this, you're saying, well, Pat, how do I test this out for myself? Make a list of the people that are the most loyal to you. Ask yourself, how many layers deep of a relationship have you built with them? Make it a list of the people that you value the most. What haven't you done with them? And what do you need to start doing today to make that relationship deeper and deeper and deeper? Do you need to put a barbecue at your house and invite them over? Do you need to say, well, can I take you out and my wife and your wife and the four of us go out to dinner together? Can you do something with the kids to have a, getaway, and they're just kind of having a party together at the house by the pool and hanging out, or going to a park together with the kids, their kids and your kids, and building a relationship together? The stronger these bonds get, you remember in birthdays, anniversaries, the stronger these bonds get, eventually you're going to look around and say, my gosh, we got a big group of loyal people, and your leaders start treating their teammates and their direct reports the same way you did to them. Now you got a strong team that's willing to run through the wall for everybody together, and the vision's becoming a reality. So if you watch this video, there was value for you with watching this video. I got another video I want you to watch. I made this video a few years back on how to create a kind of a company culture where people want to be a part of. It's 24 different points on how to create a kind of a company culture where people want to be a part of. If you've not watched it, it's very thorough, very detailed. Click over here to watch this video, and it gives you how to create a stronger company culture at where you're working at. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Have a great week, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go ahead and get this camera on. All right. Man, that was interesting. That was very interesting. So let me ask you a question. You can raise your hand to respond to this. What do you think is the most important thing when it comes to building a team? All right. Can anybody answer that question? What do you think is the most important thing when it comes to building a team after you have listened to both of these videos? All right. And you can raise your hand. We'll give you an opportunity to talk. And then what I also like to do is bring a couple of the leaders on who are really building big, and ask them, what are they doing to build these large teams that they're building? Why are they having the success that they're having? Perhaps you and I, we can learn from them. All right. So let's just go ahead and we're gonna do that. All right. All right. So I see one hand thus far. Okay, and let's go ahead and go to Pastor Kazim. And Pastor Kazim, you are unmuted, and certainly like to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Brother Mark. Thank you again for your consistency. I think it's number one is relationship, building relationships outside of business, getting to know that person. And that's is key, because once you show interest in that person and on showing interest in who they are and what their need is, then that will give you a segue to talk about business. And then that prospect will understand one thing. It's not about your personal need. It's about their personal need, and how can we get to that goal that they're trying to achieve.
All right, excellent. Appreciate that comment. All right, let's see. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff, I see you have your hand up, and get your perspective on that as well. All right, welcome to the call, Jeff. How are you? You were unmuted, and you can unmute yourself. There you go.
I
All right.
unmuted?
Yes, yes.
I am okay because on here it says it's got a red line, so you can hear me. I think and believe that it was the opening statement. And where did I write it down here? What the heck? Make people feel good. Basically,
Yeah,
make people feel
yeah,
good, offer high tech, high touch.
definitely, definitely, definitely. So you definitely want to make people feel good, and you want to be able to connect with them, on a deeper level, other than just making a transaction. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then there was two speakers, so um, I immediately wrote down treat me better and find loyal people. Number one, so I've been here for 25 years online and 26 years in a month. And those two things, those two people just hit it right on the head. I
All
think.
right. Thank you, man. Really
Thank you.
appreciate your comment. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to go to some of our leaders, because we have some really big leaders on the call, and they've been doing some amazing things. I want to go ahead and start with Carlos, and Carlos, you've been able to build some teams that literally are around the world. I wonder if you could share with everyone, what is your approach, and how have you been able to do that?
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Awesome training. I'm always excited for these Monday trainings, seriously, because I get to learn myself. Even, as a seasoned marketer here, you never stop learning, and that's my philosophy. um, I'm 100% with the videos. These guys hit it on point. No one really teaches you the true fundamental of uh, building teams that are long lasting. We get these type of trainings that, yeah, how to speak, how to make a sale, how to communicate, but we never really dig deep into the fundamental of building a long term team, which slash relationship. And that's really what it's about. It's about building uh, uh, a type of relationship that's going to be long lasting, a type of relationship where absolutely 100% I agree, get to know the family, get to know each other outside of business, especially if you two have this synergy and energy, get to know each other, spend time with those people, because I tell you what, some people say, "Oh, I don't know, Carlos, because that's just, I have so much time in a day." Well, you only got two choices. You build a good relationship for a long lasting business partner, or you're just going to have them there for that one opportunity and then never have them again. And so it is important. It is important. You're not just here marketing and, sending links out. You want to identify, that's another skill, identify the right member in the team. You can see them enthusiastic. You can see something common about them with you. And then that's when you say, okay, I need to call this person personally, somehow start a conversation by, addressing something that they did great, what you call complimenting them, and then say, hey, I would like to get to know you. We're in the same town. Let's get together, the wife and I. And I've been doing that for years, for many
Mhm.
years, and it does work.
Absolutely. And it's kind of interesting, like we had these live events recently, and how did the live events, fit into the to the picture, Carlos, would you say?
Yeah, big time, because we get to we do business online. That's our business, right? And so when we get to these live events, wow, Carlos, finally I get to meet you. Oh my goodness, we spend so much time on Zooms and phone and three ways. Wow. you really are a real person, and vice versa, so that's the beauty about live events. You finally get to meet the person, have and now create a real good bond, right? Because it's physical. Just you get those other senses, the other senses um, attracted. So yeah, it's very important. Live events is crazy important. With those meetings that you already been sharing with us, in your local area, extremely important. And this training would relate to that. The live events that you talk about that we have currently going on around the nation, those live events is even more powerful. I know Zooms are very convenient, but I tell you what, live events, I don't think technology will ever bring a great substitute to the human nature part, right? The connection where it's physical. That bond is much greater than any technology can actually try to mimic.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's kind of interesting. When we had the event, locally, we had a couple of events locally, and I met some folks, and it was exactly like you said. We've been communicating on the Zooms, but finally we got to meet together, and it was amazing, and we connected on so many levels, and went on to create future events that we're going to be doing together because we had such a great connection. And the other piece about it is that you know, um, how you how can I say this? How can I say this? Um, how you relate to people, how people begin to respect the way that you relate to them and your honesty and all these things. They're so important to even what we do here. It transcends the internet, so to speak. When people recognize that you're a real person, you're a straight up person, you're an honest person, they can depend on you, you're a person of your word. All these things mean so much, even in what we do here, even if we're just working over the internet. Would you agree with that?
That's right. That's exactly 100%. And now you guys here, now you know the secret sauce of us leaders. That's really it. We tend to spend an extra personal time to get to know people. We take it beyond business. We go into, more relationship based. And we talk about that, right, in trainings, but we don't actually talk about what do we mean about relationship based. And now here we are. This is incredible, Mark. Thank you. That this is exactly the training that a lot of people don't get to see anywhere else because we really don't talk about this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I knew that this would be a kind of a little bit different than what people might have expected on a championship training. But as soon as I, got exposed to some of this information, I knew that it was something that would definitely help us. And so it all starts off with offering a product or service that's going to provide value to the individual. But then on top of that, we have that connection that we bring, that high tech and that high touch, which takes it to the next level. Because the bottom line is people buy us, they buy the individual first.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And so it's very important, the type of person that we are moving forward with this. I want to bring Ken on. Let's see if Ken is still here. And of course, everyone knows he's a vice president with the company. And Ken, if you're available to share some comments, we certainly would love to hear from you. And you are unmuted, sir. Welcome to the call.
Okay, I was hoping to escape, Mark, and quietly observe. I'm really enjoying now all the things already been covered as all through, but I like to put this in a context of network marketing, direct marketing, because I started in 1983, that's 40 years ago. Yeah, now you know my age. So I wish I knew all this, that network marketing is quite unique and quite peculiar in the sense that if we stayed with one company, let's say we stayed with Amway, that's okay. A company there, you go through it up and down. The problem with this industry is that we go through several companies and you know what happens over the period. It's knowing this history of the industry and how it naturally more challenging than being with one company, like you become part of Google, or you set up your own restaurant, and you can do things to manage loyalty and deeper relationship. But with constant changes in company, you face with this even extra challenge of building loyalty, because company's gonna collapse, people are gonna get hurt, words being spoken didn't turn up to be true, promises was made by companies that didn't turn up well. It is a very, very challenging industry to be in. Before digital products, before blockchain, before all this cryptos, it was okay. You have Amway, you join Forever Living, Isogenic, you got Manatech, and in all product base, and you stay, don't stay, you have New Skin, and that's just it, and it's brilliant. And then, of course, the digital period comes in, all hell broke loose. And then now you're challenged with fast-moving repetition or substitution of new companies. So we've got to be really, really aware of this transition, and also be able to pick the right company that you can express honestly that it is the right company. Now, I'm known for talking about credibility, legitimacy, and legality and sustainability. To me, that is such an important format now, because most people jump into this and, oh, this is going to be good. A few days, I've been pitched by 3 different people saying this investment program is good. It's good. I asked them, how long you been this? How long is the company? Oh, I've been this for 6 years. And I checked the domain name, and the website was just launched last month. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they don't know all this. They join this program, they think it's the best thing, and they know it's going to collapse. And they think this thing that pays them 30% a month is going to be true. And so really be able to choose the right company, genuine, credible. Yes, we cannot promise all time, but to choose the right company and lessen the chance of you hurting people. Now, of course, you cannot guarantee everything, but if you get the credibility, it's credible, it's legal, mm-hmm. and sustainable, you get this thing right at the first place, you have less chance of all these people hurting. Mm. And to me, I'm really into this, really getting these 3 things at least sorted, so that you are less likely to hurt people. If you're going to start promoting a scheme that's paying you 10% a day and not innocently believing that, that's not going to build your loyalty. So I'm trying to speak in a really applied context in the direct selling of marketing, and getting the right company, especially in this fast developing digital product, crypto product is very, very important. And do not fall for those who are really gonna hurt your team. And I mean, you've hurt them, it's very hard to recover. No matter what you do, no matter how deep you touch, if you chose a company wrongly, you're going to be blamed. So that's my I was trying to give something extra a mark, if that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. Really appreciate that. So important. The company that a person gets involved in, because if it's a bad company, it can affect your credibility. Absolutely. And everything that you were trying to do, your goodwill is erased. And so very, very important. And one of the things that we know about My Car Club, man, they have done everything they said they were going to do. They have been consistent. It's a real program that the goal is to treat people right and to be around for a long time. So we certainly appreciate all of that about the company. So thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question or comment, I'm giving an opportunity to go ahead and to ask that. You can raise your hand. We'll give you an opportunity right now to ask a question or to make a comment. All right. All right. Very good. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us. We will resume with our normal schedule. We've got 2 overviews tomorrow, one at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and the other one at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We look forward to seeing all of you on the call. Thank you for joining us. Everyone have an awesome evening. Goodbye for now.
Great